families, welcome back once again. I hope you are well. I hope your day is good. This video is about Niger, Rwanda. Yes, the Niger minister was in Rwanda to attend a summit concerning nuclear energy, nuclear power, and a lot more. This video is a bit long, so I will come in a bit later. Thank you for your time.
Advisor to the President of the Republic of Rwanda and the Minister of Mines of the host country. The Nigerian delegation is participating in the summit on innovation in the nuclear energy sector for Africa. The delegation also includes Commissioner Colonel Abarku Usmane, Minister of Mines Abdrazak Abdumumuni, Special Energy Advisor to the President of the Republic and Head of State Amadou Abdul Kunu, Special Advisor and Head of the Petroleum and Energy Department of the Prime Minister, Maya Kisala, Director General of the Nuclear Sector Regulatory Authority, and Nafora Buhari, Head of the Monitoring and Evaluation Division for the implementation of the Nuclear Power Program at the Nigerian High Authority for Atomic Energy, ANIA. The issue of nuclear energy is at the heart of this summit on a continent where 600 million people do not have access to electricity. Low carbon and competitively priced nuclear energy is a reliable option. This summit brings together policymakers, industry leaders, and experts to discuss the theme: the potential of small modular and micro reactors to accelerate Africa's energy transition, the role of nuclear innovation, and the success of infrastructure financing will make it possible to develop technologies around this energy, which is now recognized as a sustainable solution. The Summit on Nuclear Energy Innovation for Emerging Africa 2025 was therefore opened on Monday morning in Kigali under the chairmanship of the Rwandan Prime Minister, a summit that brings together leading figures, decision makers, investors, industry professionals, experts, and other prominent individuals to reflect, exchange ideas, and develop solutions regarding nuclear energy on the continent. Hence the importance of working together, developing partnerships and collaboration among Africans first and with others around the world to make nuclear energy a safe, reliable, and secure source of power. According to his Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Energy, Tanzania is interested in this issue and is open to any partnership to develop and produce nuclear energy for a clean and sustainable energy future. Niger has just nationalized one of the country's and even the world's most important uranium mines and possesses significant global reserves. This forum in Kigali is a continental and global opportunity to assert the sector's renewed control, but also to showcase its nuclear capabilities, whether in production or in conversion to electrical energy.
It is indeed an honor for the nation of Niger to be invited to and represented at this important summit on innovation in the nuclear energy sector in Africa. On behalf of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Niger, Head of State, General Brahman Jani, I would like to extend our deepest thanks to you. When in Lomé, my brother, the Prime Minister, spoke to me about this meeting, there were 3 reasons that could justify our attendance. The first was a Burkinabe. Burkinabe, you know, the nations of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso have collectively created the Confederation of Sahel States. It was indeed a profound honor for us to learn and to know that our esteemed compatriot was specifically called upon by the Republic of Rwanda, a truly remarkable country that is actively working for the betterment and advancement of the entire African continent. So that's the first reason. The second significant reason, we're talking about uranium, which is essential for nuclear energy production. Niger is the country that holds the most important mine on the continent and the second largest in the world. So we couldn't miss this major event to discuss and find out how, under the banner of solidarity, we can share. The third reason, the event is taking place in Rwanda. Rwanda is a country that leads by example. Governance, order, discipline, and Pan-Africanism. So with all that in mind, we requested permission from General Chani to come, and by the grace of God, we are here this morning. Niger is a vast territory. It covers 1,267,000 square kilometers. If we want to produce solar energy, we have sunshine 12 months out of 12, and 2/3 of the country is desert. To make it profitable, there is also the wind. Niger also produces oil and gas. But we also have water. Waters, I almost want to say, we have the significant Niger River, a vital waterway, on which a group of international donors powerfully led by the African Development Bank, at that time, an institution then headed by a distinguished Rwandan, whom I wish to respectfully greet, Donald Kabruka, had collaboratively come together with a shared vision to finance the crucial construction of the Kandaji Dam. So we have various sources of energy, but we also have uranium. Access to this resource, access to reliable energy, is today a major challenge for the development of our nations. Niger therefore intends to make a unique and decisive contribution in this area. As a producer of uranium for over 50 years, it has mastered the entire chain, whether in extraction, processing, or export. Our ambition is even to carry out processing locally. We have all the expertise needed for this. The Somer mine, Somair, is the company that our country, under the leadership of President Chani, has decided to nationalize. The product that will come out of it will serve the entire continent. That should be remembered. It is a company that is supposed to export until 2044, so there is potential. There is the Dasa mine, which will soon begin production, and the Imuraren deposit. This mine, which is the largest on the continent and the second largest in the world, has reserves estimated at 200,000 tons. This therefore undoubtedly guarantees supply for several decades. Thanks to the expertise that Niger possesses, which has effectively helped light up a large part of Western Europe for several decades, it is now time for us to dedicate this energy to lighting up Africa. Today, building on this achievement, Niger wants to take its energy future into its own hands. Nuclear energy, because it is safe, clean, and competitive, is an essential lever for our sovereignty, because that is what is at stake, and it can become a driver of continental solidarity. I fully endorse all the statements made by the two prime ministers who spoke before me. It is in this spirit that we launched Niger's nuclear power program, known as the PEN. The PEN has already passed several concrete milestones, notably the development and adoption of the National Implementation Strategy and the completion of sectoral studies. The institutional and regulatory framework that has been established is currently being strengthened. The next step will therefore be to secure funding and partnerships. Wearing my hat as Minister of Economy and Finance, I'm pleased to engage with anyone interested in investing. We are here today to focus on these issues of resource mobilization. I would like to acknowledge our brother Serge Koué, head of the West African Development Bank, who is working diligently on this. For us, this program is rooted in long-term commitment, transparency, and good governance through fair and sincere cooperation that respects the interests of our peoples. For a long time, we have seen this resource live to illuminate other continents. It is important from this moment on that under the guise of a win-win approach, we are able to carry out extraction, processing, and ultimately distribution. We therefore invite you to join us in turning this vision into reality. Together, let us write a new chapter in Africa's energy history. And may the light of nuclear power sustainably illuminate the progress of our continent. May this initiative be maintained right here in Rwanda under the leadership of its president, we are reassured. In fact, I was telling our brother Lamine yesterday that we hope the next meeting will take place in Niger.
Rwanda is today a center of excellence in nuclear training, a country committed to making nuclear one of its energy sources, according to Prime Minister Edouard Guerente.
Allow me to leave you with 3 key messages to remember. First of all, in the African context, nuclear energy has the potential to accelerate progress, strengthen essential services, and promote inclusive development in all communities during this energy transition. Secondly, Africa must lead this transition together through regional partnerships, innovation, and global cooperation, and we can turn today's energy challenges into opportunities for tomorrow. Thirdly, the time to act is now. Climate change is real, and our population is growing. We must diversify our energy mix, and nuclear is part of that solution. With these remarks, I officially declare open the 2025 Summit on Nuclear Energy Innovation for Africa.
Guest of honor Niger, a country with enormous potential, whose uranium is now an important player.
Prime Minister Ali Mohamed Zeine was very honest in his speech when he spoke about Niger's need for energy sovereignty. And when we organize a summit for Africa on nuclear energy, especially for small modular reactors, which we find better suited to the development conditions of our infrastructure and our electrical grid, I think it's clear that a country like Niger should step up, take responsibility, and take center stage to do its part, really everything possible for the deployment of nuclear energy. And as a producer of uranium, it's only natural. And today, with the arrival of His Excellency the Prime Minister, Niger is showing that they are open to cooperation within Africa, for Africa, and to a partnership that would allow them to benefit from their own resources. And we talked about tokenization. It's a financing model that is new, perhaps new in Africa, but is already used in the Emirates. It could allow a country like Niger to certify its uranium reserves or other mineral reserves, since Niger is rich in them, and then have the equivalent value to allow them to develop their infrastructure. And also, why not agriculture, education, and everything that can contribute to the industrialization of Niger. The future is clean, the future is African, and the future is young. Africa is young, so Africa is in tune with the future we want for energy. Solar energy is proving itself. When we talk about nuclear energy, we're not asking to abandon other energy sources. We're talking about an addition to an energy mix that will allow us to meet current demographic needs, development, energy needs related to industrialization, and the partnerships we can form to develop our industries. And we can't do that with intermittent energies like solar or wind. Nuclear energy is a source that operates continuously. And small modular reactors, especially microreactors, will soon prove themselves on the continent.
Panel subsequently followed this official and important ceremony. The Ministerial panel, which focused on contextualizing Africa's pressing energy needs and ensuring robust political commitment, and comprehensive discussions on the progress made in various fuel types, enhanced safety measures, and innovative advancements in waste management practices. 2 panels were led by government members and experts from around the world and were held in the presence of the Prime Minister, the Minister of Economy and Finance Ali Mohamed Lamine, and Commissioner Konan Abak Osmane, Minister of Mines of Niger. As part of his working visit, the Prime Minister, Minister of Economy and Finance, also held talks with the Rwandan Prime Minister. Ali Mohamed Lamine and Edouard Guerente had a working session in the presence of the Minister of Mines, Commissioner Konan Abak Usmane, and other members of both delegations. The discussions focused on cooperation between the 2 countries, strengthening bilateral relations, and how to advance development goals between Niger and Rwanda. Niger and Rwanda are 2 countries that command respect and uphold the independence of their people. The same vision and ambition were shared during a lavish dinner offered to all delegations present for the summit on nuclear energy innovation for Africa. Niger was once again honored and warmly praised by the Prime Minister of Rwanda. It was a friendly evening, vibrant and colorful, a night of exchanges and sharing between officials and participants. Tuesday, the second day of the Summit on Nuclear Energy Innovation for Africa, was first marked by this conference held in the presence of Prime Minister Ali Mohamed Lamine and his Rwandan counterpart, as well as Raffaele Grossi, Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency IAEA. He took the floor to discuss the importance of nuclear energy in the future. The IAEA supports African programs developed in several countries for a clean and abundant energy source capable of meeting the continent's needs. Increasingly, the search for funding and the safe use of nuclear energy are the other challenges mentioned by the IAEA Director General Raffaele Grossi, who is committed to this African vision. Africa's advantage in innovation, designing a future powered by technology and clean energy, is the theme of this panel led by the Ministers of Technology from Rwanda and Togo, with the participation of nuclear technology experts.
Thank you so much for listening and watching. I must admit I've recorded this video and I said, no, let me do it again, because there's one particular point very important that I missed, which you are about to watch. It's about the genocide that happened in Rwanda. That a year or two ago, I can't remember now, but I did work on that video. During that time, they have opened a museum to honor those who have lost their life, the genocide in Rwanda. I was watching and it makes me sad, because I watch the videos, the movies and everything about it. Even though it's not the same, I can just imagine those people who went through it. And that's why they love this president, and they love him more, because he stood up. He stood up and brought this country from the darkness to light. Families, please listen and watch. I'll be back.
Shortly after, the Prime Minister, the Minister of Economy and Finance, and their delegation visited the Rwanda Genocide Memorial, a visit focused on the history of the genocide. A memorial established in 1999 and inaugurated in 2003. The guided tour began with the history of Rwanda, a united, prosperous nation, ruled by a king and without ethnic identity. Colonized by the Germans and the Belgians, Rwandans were divided into three ethnic groups, everyone, you and me, from 1895 to 1916, then from 1923 to 1963, based on physical characteristics and wealth. With the advent of politics, tensions were maintained and exacerbated, and divisions were reinforced at the highest levels of the state. Then Interahamwe militias were formed and maintained to carry out a genocide. According to the guide's explanations to the Prime Minister, the Minister of Economy and Finance, the Minister of Mines, and the other members of the delegation, radios and newspapers were created to incite the massacre. 10,000 people considered to be Tutsis, men, women, children, even unborn babies, were systematically killed by these militias. 1 million people in 100 days, under the eyes of the UN peacekeepers and the international community. After this painful episode, Rwanda managed the refugee crisis, the situation of resettled orphans, and established popular courts called Gakaka, granting pardons. To some extent, the skeletons, clothing, and photos of the victims are preserved in this dedicated memorial. The Prime Minister lays a wreath and observes a minute of silence in memory of the victims. Ali Mohamed Lamine also signs the guest book with the following words: "On this day, the 1st of July 2025, on the occasion of an institutional meeting organized in Kigali, representing my country, Niger, I could not resist the duty to come to this place where I am confronted with the tragedy experienced by the Rwandan people. The right to life, made sacred by the Almighty, was massacred. But thanks to the resilience of a people led by a visionary leader, it is now clear that it is indeed possible to turn away from barbarism. President Paul Kagame and his people deserve respect, the hope they so wisely express, and the consideration of all Africans, and beyond that, all of humanity. May the souls of the departed rest in peace." Ali Mohamed Lamine, Prime Minister, Minister of Economy and Finance of Niger.
Amen to the prayers. My condolences to each and every one that went through that sad and dark time in Rwanda. It shouldn't have happened. But I must admit, that's exactly almost the same thing that is happening in Congo now, even though a lot of people do not talk about it. Because what I've noticed is if you make a video about Congo, no, YouTube will not shift it anywhere. It's like it's put behind somewhere else. And so you will notice a lot of people don't talk about it anymore. But it's almost the same what is happening there right now. Minister went on to the gold processing factory, the gold processing unit, to see what they are doing with their gold, with their natural resources. They even were so gracefully invite him to their storeroom and everything. I was thinking of something when that was going on. I'll be back. Please watch and listen.
Gasabo Gold Refinery is the next site visited by the Prime Minister's delegation. Here, Ali Mohammed Lamine, Minister of Economy and Finance, came to observe the gold refining and production process. All the procedures were explained to the delegation, which also included the Minister of Mines, Commissioner Konan Abaki Usmane. The refined melted gold was presented, as well as gold that contains related metals such as silver precious metals, processed with the necessary chemical components to purify the gold and extract value from the other associated metals including iron, among others. The refining process, the storage warehouse, the gold processing room and the silver isolation room were thoroughly explained to the Prime Minister and his delegation. This is an important visit for Niger, a country with significant gold deposits. As part of his working visit to Kigali, the Prime Minister was also received by Rwandan President Paul Kagame. Fruitful discussions on bilateral cooperation, cordial exchanges between two leaders representing countries that command respect, dignity, sovereignty, and economic growth. Prime Minister Ali Mohammed Lamine and President Paul Kagame exchanged gifts, a sign of the good and brotherly relations between Niger and Rwanda. The Prime Minister leaves Kigali after a working visit also marked by meetings with high-ranking officials and a fruitful partnership in the promotion of clean nuclear energy in Africa to support and strengthen its development.
Thank you so much, families, for listening and watching. I must remind you, because one of our family members said I should do that. This video is in French and I've translated it into English. And so sometimes the mouth will be shaking if it's not straightforward. So yes, it's not fake news. It's something that happened, or you can watch it on the Rwanda TV channel. Thank you so much, families, for watching and listening. Once again, I appreciate your time. What was going on in my mind is if they can put their resources together, Africa, if we can agree on one thing and price our product just like those who buy from us, put price on it, and they sell it according to the price that they put on it, and no one cheat them, Africa will be great. I was thinking of the electricity. Which European country, even village, they are typical village, that they have one building or two buildings, they have electricity, because that's the basic necessity, basic human right to have electricity. So they know this is a necessity. Every village even have electricity. And listening to millions of Africans living in darkness, whereby they have the right and the resources to produce electricity, but are not doing that. It is sad. So I was thinking when I was looking at the gold and everything, if they can set a price, all of them come together, set up the price on them, it could have been good. It could have helped Africa a lot. Like our president and a lot of us know, Africa is not poor. It's the way we manage our resources that makes us poor. It's because we allow ourselves for other people to dictate for us. That's why we are poor. Look at Congo. They have everything to be rich. Rather, they are sleeping in a tent somewhere. They don't even know where their meal will come from, whether it will be meal on the table, what table, or it will be a bullet in their head. What is going on? Enough these meetings, please. Just work, make it work, because this is not the first time I've heard meeting about electricity and Africa being dark. I've heard it several times, and I'm sure you do as well. Please, this time, make it work. Make it work. My VIPs, my kings and queens, my returning families, I'm so grateful for your time. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support, your advice, your encouragement, and everything. If you think of anything, add it under the comment section. Let us learn from you as well. God bless you all. I'll be back if there's any other news that pop out. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed.